For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 5 of Season 3 here in the Chelsea career mode on FIFA 18. We started the league season in the last one and we're victorious. We played the Community Shield in the last one and we're victorious. You can tell on screen there's been a slight change in formation. A number of people were asking me with the 4-3-3 we were playing, with the 2 centre mids and the cam, to move Dybala to cam and Isco wide right. Now I'm not wanting to do that, but I understand the want from you guys to have Dybala and Hazard more central and more involved in the central offensive play. So I've switched to a 4-3-2-1, so it's more narrow than previously we were playing. So Dybala and Hazard will be more involved in the final third. At least that's the aim. Not that Dybala and Hazard have been playing badly in the 4-3-3, but to try and stem the flow of comments saying that Dybala's wasted out on the right-hand side, we've moved him a little bit more central and he should be able to have more of an influence. Not that he wasn't having an influence before. An assist in both of his games played so far and very good performances, and been very unlucky not to have scored. So I'll trial this formation. I may still go back to the 4-3-3 attacking, because Dybala and Hazard were still creating chances, scoring goals and or getting assists and having a number of opportunities themselves anyway. So I'm not sure how we'll get on with this formation, but we'll give it a go. A number of people have offered their suggestions with regards to a potential new rotation left-sided midfielder, and I think I'm going to go for... Well, it's not I think I'm going to go for. I am going to go for Kingsley Coman. Now, I'll offer Pedro as part of this deal to see if they're willing to accept a player swap, because obviously we're wanting to move Pedro on. He's valued at £15 million. We'll see if they're interested in him. We're considering swapping Coman. We're interested in a right winger. Well, Pedro is a right winger. That doesn't make any sense, but fine. I'll offer you just a transfer fee then. That's weird. I'll offer them just under his valuation and see what they say. That's really odd. 40 million? No. A, I don't yet have the budget for that, considering we haven't yet sold Pedro, and B, I really want to pay £40 million for a player that's going to be backup to Eden Hazard, but we'll continue to bargain, and we'll see what we can do. 33. They're going to take some time and come back to me. Well, that 99% of the time means that they're just going to reject it in a few days' time. We'll have to wait and see. If I can sell Pedro, that would be preferable. Kennedy is gone, as you can see on the right-hand side, or could briefly see there. Yeah, there you go. They've rejected it. But they come back with a 37.4. Go on then, fine. Let's just get it done. Let's just get it done and we'll negotiate contracts. And Kingsley Coman will come in as a backup winger on the left-hand side to Eden Hazard. He wants rotation, that's fine. I'm more than happy to accept rotation. He's not going to be starting in the first team. And he doesn't have any preference with contract length, so that's fine. They'll accept that. That's fine, that's what they were after. No release clause is fine by me. Doesn't matter, because this is going to be the last season anyway. And wage-wise, he's on 66, so I will offer him... exactly what he's on now. I only have 68,000 I could make available, to be honest, at this particular moment in time. So we will offer 66, and well, that's the first time that's happened to me on career mode this year. I've offered you exactly what you were on, and he said no, and he said it was insulting. How is offering you the exact same contract that you're on currently insulting? Right, well, that's the Kingsley Coman idea out the window. We won't be signing Kingsley Coman in this particular transfer window. Not sure I understand that. How is offering someone the same money that they're already on an insulting offer? I don't see that as insulting, personally. Anyway, we will push further on. Next up, the biggest game of the season so far, without doubt, Manchester United, the team that has pushed us all the way for the title in Season 1 and 2. They beat us to it in Season 1, we beat them to it in Season 2. Now we get an offer for Charlie Musondo, who's a player I'm wanting to keep, so we'll be rejecting that. I'm going to go back to the comments section and have a look at another couple of players that we could potentially sign as rotation wingers. No sign yet of the Carabao Cup being drawn. Waiting for it perhaps to come here after this weekend, but we'll have to wait and see. But we'll go and play Manchester United now. Apologies that Kingsley Coman deal fell through. That's rather strange. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. We will jump in now and play Manchester United away from home and see what this new formation is all about. New signing for Man United at right back, Christian Piccini starts here. Strong holding midfielders of Fellaini and Matic, Mkhitaryan, Almiron and Martial, and presumably Romelu Lukaku, yes, up top. Really strong Manchester United side, as expected. As always, it won't be easy at Old Trafford. Corner for Man United in the 3rd minute. Putting the pressure on early on, that's a good delivery. And oh, Jesus, what are you doing, Tony? Get rid of it. Oh, what an effort from Romelu Lukaku. I think it was N'Golo Kante on near post duty, so I wasn't going to win a header. Good ball in, and it might reach some out at the back post. No, Alexandro's done well. Right, counter-attack. Sandro heads it to Eden Hazard. Get that to Alvaro Morata. Bailly is quick, but Morata's no slouch. Dybala is at the back post if I can find him, but it's a poor ball in fairness, and I should have done better. Well, very nearly 1-0 as Manchester United hit the bar from a corner. Speculative effort from Romelu Lukaku, but luckily for me, it stays out. It's Martial. Skips past Pereira and Martial brushes the side netting. I'm not keen on this formation in the opening 10 minutes, but I'm going to give it a little bit longer than that to make up my mind. But so far, I'm not sure about the positioning of my central midfielders, but we'll give it time. It is, of course, Manchester United we're playing against as well. So, in all fairness, I could be playing the previous formation I was and still be having the issues. Hazard shrugs off the defender, but can't find the back of the net. Still creating chances here, 0-0 after 12 minutes. Isco through the gaps, a lovely ball into him. We'll turn and get it to Hazard. Drop the shoulder, he's done well. Eden trying to shoot here, but just can't get his shot off. Cruz will recover possession. Isco will look to find the Belgian again. Back there, and there's Kante. Scored a banger in the, community shield. And on his left foot this time. I think that was quite a long way wide, actually, but still a decent effort. It wasn't that far wide, although was always drifting towards that left-hand side. Never mind, 0-0 after half an hour. Ball over the top. Go Alexandro. Good header. Isco sprinting away after that. Get it to Dybala. Look for Morata. Hazard is there again. And I could go solo here, and I think I might. Hazard. Oh, it's blocked. It's going to be a corner. After Man United's early pressure, it has been blue wave after blue wave so far in this first half. No idea who got on the end of that, but it's going to be Romelu Lukaku that brings it away for Manchester United. Here's Lukaku. Inside to Almiron. Back to Matic. Out to Lukaku again. This is good football from United. Good tackle though by Aymeric Laporte, and Dybala's in. Give that to Eden Hazard. Where's the defenders gone? Alright, well Eden's just going to race away here. Rocco's going to come across, but we will get the shot off. But Rocco does get the block on it. I should have scored there. I really should have scored there. Underneath this. It's poor from the man at the near post. Kante will keep this in. I've got options in the middle just to keep possession. Isco. Here's Cruz. I'll use Pereira all the way out here and then drive forward, drill it into the box, but Anthony Martial this time cuts it out. Some good interceptions from the Manchester United men in and around their own box, but that was a nice interception from Isco. And the danger is not yet over for the team that have been our biggest rivals domestically in this save so far, but I cannot seem to find a way past either their defensive line or David De Gea. Kante. In there to Kroos. Morata. Dybala. Looks for Morata again. Oh, it's a good turn. Alvaro. Good shot. Well saved by David De Gea. It's probably the closest we've come to a goal so far. Alexandro's done well there to win that back. Good ball in. Hazard. That is a great finish from the Belgian. We lead 1-0 at Old Trafford. Top finish from a world-class player. One of the highest-rated players in the league. The second highest-rated player in my starting lineup. Dybala 93, and then Courtois and Eden Hazard at 91. And I want to see a replay or two of that. Thank you very much. Alexandro gets there ahead of Mkhitaryan, whips it in. And did the defender get something on it? I'm not sure. But the accuracy on the volley from Eden Hazard is superb. That is one of the best first-time volleyed finishes we've seen in this series so far. Chelsea 1, Manchester United 0. Isco out wide there to Alexandro. See, now is where I ordinarily would like to play it down the line to Eden Hazard, but he's tucked more central. It's just going to be a case of getting used to this formation, I think. I'll look for Paulo Dybala here, who cuts in on his left, looks to bend it, hits the outside of the post, and misses. He's just not having the luck right now, Dybala in front of goal. He's had some really good chances in his time here so far. This is the third game that he's played, and he's come that close to scoring in every single one so far. It just won't quite go in for him. Only a matter of time, though, before he starts getting the goals to go along with the assists that he's been picking up. So as long as he's contributing to goals, that's all that I can ask for, really, isn't it? Pereira into Cruz. Switch to Alexandro. Hazard there in a wider area this time around. Morata central. Kante. Cruz. Just trying to drop the shoulder. He's done well. Morata. Dybala. Right foot shot deflected and behind for a corner. Piccini going off, and it looked like Gary Cahill actually coming on. Not sure, we'll have it confirmed in a minute in the top right. That's looping and needed to be tipped over, and indeed it was Gary Cahill coming on. So I'm not sure whether that's a formation change for United or whether Gary Cahill's going to fill in at right back. Let's actually have a quick check and see if we can see from this particular screen here. Yeah, Gary Cahill's going to fill in at right back. Okay, well maybe I might start to prioritise some of my attacks down the left-hand side and isolate him a little bit because he's not used to playing that position. I'll take nicely out there to Pereira. Hazard trying to isolate Gary Cahill, as we mentioned, gets caught there in a foul given, and Gary Cahill's going to immediately pick up a yellow card here, it seems. The referee coming across, telling Cruz to leave the vicinity. No yellow card, just a stern telling off. Right, I'm going to change the angle here because Cruz, it's 35 yards out, but he does stand a good opportunity of getting a goal here. He's on target. De Gea holds on to it. Good attempt. Still just the 1-0 though after 75 minutes, 15 to go. Lukaku with a turn over the top, looking for the runner Gary Cahill on the overlap. Decent ball in too. Pereira does just enough to get there, but now Cahill's out of position. Try and help this on its way. It's a poor ball. Pogba into Martial. Stunning turn. Unbelievable footwork, but he does have that in his game, Anthony Martial, and again with a good turn, but thankfully Andreas Christensen read it and we were able to get the ball away. That's a good turn as well from Eden Hazard into Morata. I'm going to drive forward here, and I've got two people with me, one of which is Toni Kroos, the other is Dybala, who's just able to stay on side. His first touch isn't the best, but again, turning side on that left, and this time deflected but in. Now will it go down as his goal? So I don't know whether the initial shot was actually on target. I haven't heard anything in commentary. Always going to turn his side on his left there, Dybala. And it's in off Rocco. But what's it going to go down as? I'm waiting to see. They're talking about the deflection off the defender in commentary, and I think it might go down as a Rocco own goal. We'll find out in a moment when it cuts. Not to Jose Mourinho. Give me the little graphic to tell me who scored the goal. Dybala! It's gone down as his. His first goal in a Chelsea shirt. Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0. Sandro into Isco. Short there to Kante. Look for Kroos. Oh, Dybala in space. How's his right foot, Paolo? Not bad. Not the best, but not bad. Gary Cahill acrobatically gets it away. I still haven't made my mind up with this formation, to be honest, but we've put in a good performance here against Man United, so I can't be too disheartened by it. Morata, I'm going to try and turn on his left here. Get the shot off. Good save by David De Gea again. A corner to try and find a third here. Good whip. Keeper's going to come and punch. It'll drop to Kante. I'll try and win this header and knock it down. Toni Kroos. Bit of space. That's flying tops. Wow. What a save again from David De Gea. Eden Hazard with another corner. Underneath this one is Eric Bailly, who just destroys whoever was underneath that, and he's actually stayed down injured. I think it was Dybala actually that got caught underneath that. Kroos trying to find a pass here and can't get it away. And he is still down, and the referee is going to call play back. Paulo Dybala injured, holding onto his knee, and he is going to have to come off here with the last action of the game. We'll bring on Charlie Musonda. I hope that's not a long-term injury. He did get flattened by Bailly and fell rather awkwardly with the Ivorian on top of him. It's going to be the last action of the game because we're in the very end of stoppage time. We're in stoppage time, there we go, before we even had that spring of corners. But De Gea making a number of saves to stop us from extending the lead. But a lead is what we had and a win is what we get. Surprised that Manchester United didn't do more in that game, to be completely honest. But we did well enough. It's early days, though. There's still plenty of time for things to change, for form to go up and inevitably form to go down as well. He's out for 3 months. Great. So I just spent £215 million on Paulo Dybala, and now he's out for 4 months, or 3 months. That's superb. It's exactly the news that I was wanting to hear. Kill me now. Right, okay, well, maybe we should hold on to Pedro then until January. That's kind of decided our our transfer policy, hasn't it, for the remaining parts of the season, or remaining parts of this particular window. He's going to be going absolutely nowhere, Pedro, because I'm going to need him for cover. Well, as things stand then, I'm not going to be looking to make any more changes to the team in this window. I'll still look to sell if offers come in, but I'm not going to be actively looking to move him on because I'm going to need him for squad depth now. That's really frustrating. In before offer for Pedro. No offer for Ricardo Pereira, which we'll be rejecting, of course. 42.3 from Atletico Madrid. The exact same deal that Manchester United offered us for the right back, but he's staying here. West Ham up next. Still no word about that Carabao Cup tie, so it's clearly going to be the week after, if not the week after that. Second week in February, perhaps. Leicester have accepted an £80 million bid from PSG for Wendell, so we play. Ah, brilliant! Now we get an offer for Pedro. Okay. What to do? What to do? What to do? What to do? There is still time to get another deal done. So if I can get 20 million for him, or upwards of 18, they might just say straight no. No, 14.5. How about 17.5? Accept that, and then we'll get the deal done. 14.4 with a 1% sell-on clause. I'm tempted just to reject that for the cheek of offering me a 1% sell-on clause. That's like when Arsenal offered £40 million, 40 million and £1 for Luis Suarez. Yeah, Pedro's not going to leave. I'm going to keep Pedro for now. We'll deal with it in January. Just with that Dybala injury, that's really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, unfortunately. It means that we can't really get away with selling on another decent squad depth level winger. He might only be 81 rated now, having dropped in stats, but he's still going to be important. And matches being rescheduled now for the Champions League, presumably. Bet against Burnley, Watford and Spurs. So who is going to be in our Champions League group? That's the question we're asking now. And the answer is going to be Fiorentina. Oh, the Carabao Cup's not until the end of September. I said February earlier on, didn't I? I don't know why. Fiorentina in our Champions League group, Ajax and Borussia Mönchengladbach. That might just be the easiest Champions League group I've ever had. In before I completely balls it up and get knocked out. Right, West Ham next at Old Trafford, at Stamford Bridge. West Ham's starting lineup has Seamus Coleman in it, who's previously moved to West Brom in this save, I think, and now to West Ham, so he's making the rounds of all of the Wests. Chicharito starting up top. They actually gave me a really good game last time we played in West Ham, and came back from 2-0 down, I think, to get a 2-2 draw, but they said in commentary that they don't concede many goals. We'll see about that. Oh, it's a nice ball through there to Stendera. Watch forwards here. Early ball in. Arnautovic will beat him in the air there, Pereira. It's the one part of his game where he's not as good as he potentially could be, Ricardo Pereira, but there's not really much you can do if you haven't grown to being 6 foot plus, is there? I can't exactly train his height. But Marko Arnautovic dominating him at the back post there. They may try and utilise that as an option. More often than not in this game, West Ham, seeing that they've been able to isolate Pereira already, but Coleman pushed forward there and was out of position. Hazard will squeeze this to Morata. I've got the run of Isco to use, but he kind of stopped there. Get it back to Morata. There's Charlie Musonda. Out wide here is Ricardo Pereira. Drill it into the middle. Oh, Morata can't get there. Well, very nearly 1-0 at the other end, and very nearly 1-0 at this end too. That's a poor cross from Charlie Musonda, but I did rush it. Never mind. Chicharito out to Umar. Don't know why I said Chicharito like that, but he might score here and doesn't. Fires it past the post. Javier Hernandez very nearly giving West Ham a 1-0 lead. They've threatened more in the opening 13 minutes than Manchester United did throughout the entirety of the previous game here, West Ham. This might be a pretty difficult tie. Let's go. Hazard there, itching to get in behind Seamus Coleman, but not able to do so. Morata will look back central here for Kante. Charlie Musonda tucked in there. Go back to Morata, then to Charlie, and then maybe back to Morata. I just saw the run again of Pereira on the far side, but Charlie Musonda hits that first time, but unfortunately it's well blocked. 5-star weak foot, 5-star skills on Charlie Musonda, so should be able to have efforts on either side, but it doesn't matter whether, or it doesn't matter how good you are on either foot. If there's a defender in the way, then you're still not going to score, are you? As Kroos around the corner there to Morata, into Charlie Musonda. Try a little bit of skill there to get past the defender. Pereira actually cut that back inside, and Charlie Musonda again has a defender in the way, unfortunately. Musonda seemingly adapting to this narrow role really well, and the right-footed shot this time misses the target. Oh, Charlie, he's had more chances in 25 minutes than Dybala had in 3 games. But still, no goal. Here's Obiang. Oh, he's dropped the shoulder there and worked that very well. Thankfully, he can't shoot to save his life, Pedro Obiang. Otherwise, that really should have been 1-0 West Ham. Wow. That is such a wasted effort. I'll just knock this in front of Morata, but that was a poor decision on my part. And here's Stendera trying to set up something again. For West Ham going the other way. Umar involved, very fast. Nice little ball roll, but Isco takes the ball away from him. Hazard forward to Morata. Again, Charlie Musonda making moves. Again, Charlie Musonda could be used. Waiting. He's onside here if I can find him. Again, a defender in the way. How many times are we going to see that? Cruz inside looking for Kante. Oh, he's offside. I was like... I just sat there and didn't say anything, so I was like, well, what can I say? It's the simplest of finishes. And it was, but he was offside, Eden Hazard, so it didn't count. Well, that's annoying. Still 0-0. Let's go to Cruz. Cross to Pereira. Musonda down the line. Try and fake Rabona to work some space. That's gone well. Drill it into the middle. Hazard. Still doesn't have his goal. Adrian with the save. Back here to N'Golo Kante. Go on then, N'Golo. Oh, he hit that well, but straight at the keeper. They said in commentary, as we mentioned at the beginning, that West Ham don't concede many goals. You can see why. They have actually lost their opening 2 games of the season, but oh, it's a great turn from Chicharito. And that's a foul. But you can see why they don't concede many. Defenders throwing themselves in between man and goal, and then whenever the ball does get past the defender, the keeper's there to make a save. I'm not entirely too sure how he's stopped Hazard from scoring there. Taking his time here, if it should only be a yellow, and is, thankfully. It's going to be Stendera to take it. I will put Pereira on the line, actually. Oh, I've accidentally moved the wall. And Stendera takes, and Courtois plucks it out of the air. It looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time here against West Ham, but thanks in no small part to either goalkeeper. Obiang forward into Stendera. See the run be made by Chicharito, and he's in here. Why is he past that? I'm not sure. Courtois, get there first, please, Thibaut. Well, how Adrian kept the Hazard chance out in the first half, I wasn't sure. I'm equally perplexed as to how Thibaut Courtois stopped Chicharito from scoring there. I questioned his decision to pass the ball in that situation. Turns out just wanted to play a 1-2 to give himself an even clearer one-on-one situation, and still didn't score. That's unbelievable. West Ham playing a really good game here and giving me all sorts of problems. Stendera with the ball to the back post. Alexandro with a header this time. Kante heads it away. Can Charlie Musonda get to that? He can't. Chicharito brings this down around the corner to Stendera. Back to the Mexican. Back to Stendera. Did Courtois stop that? I think he did. Are we going to get a replay? He hit that very hard, Stendera. And Thibaut... Oh, he did. It hit him on the arm, though. He went to save it with his hand. It seemed to hit him on the forearm and fly out. Arnautovic with a whipped, drilled hard in corner and cleared away by Isco. West Ham have been the better team here at Stamford Bridge, without any question. Stendera still could cause me problems. That's floating in and Courtois pushes past the post. What is going on? West Ham. You'd have thought from the 2 performances I'd expected this from Man United and West Ham to play like United did. This has been complete polar opposites of how I expected either side to play, but I can't quite believe the way things are going so far. Alexandro uses his strength there and will try and just keep possession for a little bit, let alone actually create an opportunity. Morata with the ball through. Now, is Charlie Musonda going to get there? No is the answer. Adrian does well. Stendera into Chicharito. Out wide there to Diawara. Quickly across back to Hernandez. Is going to drop free and off the base of the post from Marco Arnautovic. I do not deserve anything from this game, but as it stands, Thibaut Courtois and the woodwork are ensuring that I'm going to get at least a point. I've had so many chances in this game, West Ham, but they cannot score. Yet. Leon down the line to Hernandez. Good turn. Again. Good cross. Again. And Pereira out. I told you they were going to isolate him at the back post there. Arnautovic with the first chance of the game right in the opening couple of moments. Won a header against Ricardo Pereira at the back post and Courtois saved it. Same scenario 20 minutes from time, and that might well be the goal that wins the game. Just, it's a complete mismatch, but there's not much I can do really because I don't have a bigger framed right back that I can use. I mean, Azpilicueta I could bring on, or could have brought on, but he's not the tallest, and I prefer Pereira's pace. I was hoping that I'd just be able to get away with it, really, by having stronger player or a more offensive performance and being able to outscore West Ham if they were able to sneak themselves one goal like that. But evidently that has not turned out to be the case. Again, with another good opportunity that is unfortunately missed. Gather in again, looking for Charlie Musonda. Everything goes through Charlie Musonda, but nothing goes into the back of the net. Kroos here to Hazard. It's Musonda again, into Eden Hazard, drive forward, narrow the angle. Oh, what a heavy touch. It's not what you expect from a player of that rating and a player of that ability. 14 minutes to go, 13 minutes to go. We're 1-0 down here against West Ham. Just with the free kick short. Substitutes have been made, but I'm not sure whether I've got enough time left in the game. We might do here. Charlie Musonda, please. If anyone deserves a goal in this game, it's you. Relief is all I feel. Relief is all I feel. Charlie Musonda with God knows how many chances in this game, and at last he buries one. I'll have a look, actually. Let's see how many individual chances Charlie Musonda has had in this game. Where are we? Shots on target. 5. He's had 7 efforts, 5 of which have been on target. Finally, one has gone in. Charlie Musonda being the creative force in this game, which I didn't expect, but maybe we might not miss Dybala as much as initially first feared. Don't tell me I'm going to go at the other end and then win it. Morata. No, I'm not. But it's so frustrating that we go and spend such a large amount of money on a marquee signing, a world record transfer fee, and then immediately he gets himself injured for 3 months and is going to miss the chunk of the beginning of the season. But such is life. Such is the way of things, and there's not really too much I can do about it, I'm afraid. Charlie Musonda. Whoa! Another effort. Another top save from Adrian. Hazard with the corner. In it comes. Underneath it could be Musonda. That's looping in. Came off Alexandro, but Adrian quite simply picks it up underneath his crossbar. And I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw here against West Ham. And after the way this game has gone, I'm not too fussed about that. I might still be able to get Morata around the corner here. Turn back. Look for Eden Hazard. And I can't believe it. That was the chance to win the game. Final whistle will go now. Oh, after all West Ham's domination, I could have won it with the last kick. Fair play, West Ham. It would have been particularly difficult on them had I been able to... What a save that was from Adrian. It would have been particularly harsh on them if they hadn't been able to get a point out of that. What did Adrian get as a match rating? 7.6 with 11 saves. I think 7.6 particularly harsh. But a number of those saves were truly top draw. Well, let's go on in the transfer window then, shall we? After that ridiculous, entertaining game. Right, here we are then, transfer deadline day. So far, 56.8 million spent already. Top deals in the window include Dybala, obviously. Leon Goretzka, wow, that's a new one. Leon Goretzka, £65.5 million to Manchester United, and Ilkay Gundogan, £61.7 million to Juventus. Now, I'm probably in the way for you seeing those, but we'll have a look at the full transfer history once we get to the end of the window. The latest deals here, Jermaine Lens to Saint-Etienne for £15.8 million, Grandsir from Troyes, I think that is, to a team that I don't know, and another one for a Polish name that I'm not going to try and pronounce. So we will advance a little bit further and see what happens. Cartaba, oh wow, £80 million or so is what happens. Cartaba's gone to Malaga for 19.6, and Baba has gone from Everton to Arsenal. So Arsenal have a new left back. Baba moving across, or moving back down to London. Another large chunk of money spent there, and not able to see what it is there. Any more on the top deals? No, not yet. £250 million spent so far. £275 million spent so far. Lucas Hernandez going from... was it Luis Hernandez? I'm not sure off the top of my head, actually. Moving to West Ham for £23.3 million, making an improvement to their defensive side of things, although their defending in the last game was pretty damn good, to be fair. I don't think that... Okay, what was that? That took a big jump. Marco Asensio is what that was, to Manchester City for £91.1 million. Marco Asensio to Manchester City for £91.1 million. Onana has gone to Borussia Mönchengladbach from Ajax, so one of the teams in our Champions League group selling a player to another one of the teams in our Champions League group. Oh, I didn't see that Asensio deal coming, I'll be honest, and there's been another big deal go through, or big-ish deal go through there. Oscar De Marcos has been loaned. Stendera, who just played against us for West Ham, has now moved to Lyon for £27.4 million. And Leon Davies of Cambridge United has been sold to Bury for £420,000. Nice to see Cambridge United get a little shout out there on the transfer deadline day feeds. Interest in N'Golo Kante from Liverpool. Yeah, not a chance, boys. Not a chance at all. Sorry, but Angolo is going nowhere, unsurprisingly. Any other big deals in there? Nothing yet. 3 hours to go now in deadline day. Potential of a big deal there. A transfer offer from Barcelona for Luke Shaw. Again, going to be rejecting that. He's not going to be sold, especially to a direct European rival. James Milner from Napoli to Werder Bremen. Wow, he's been on his travels in this window so far. I think this is the most I've ever seen spent on deadline day, to be honest. £617 million, £689 million now in Sewer. £9.7 million from Schalke to West Brom. Maffeo has gone to, I think that's Leipzig actually, rather than, or is that Salzburg? No, it's Leipzig for £11.8 million, sorry, and still the Milner deal there. This is transfer for Isco, £76.6 million from Manchester United. Again, reject. He's not going anywhere. Big money deals for a number of our players in this window, to be completely honest, but we've rejected almost all of them. Down to the final hour, are we going to get over £700 million here on transfer deadline day? It doesn't look like it. So let's have a scroll through and see what's happened in the Premier League then, and then we'll have a look at the overall transfer window as a whole. £59.2 million spent by Arsenal. Jordan Pickford in, and Kappa and Baba, as we saw from Everton. Bournemouth have signed Calls and Anton. Denisov and Crouch in at Burnley. I've spent £209 million for Dybala and Loftus-Cheek, although, of course, Dybala had Pasalic go the other way. So we've made 63.1 with the sale of David Luiz, Willian, Maddox and Oliveira. Unfortunately, not able to move on. Well, actually, if you include the sale of Cesc Fabregas and Michy Batshuayi as well, then that figure's almost double. But, yeah. We weren't able to move on Pedro in the end, but I'm going to need Pedro now, thanks to the injury to Dybala. Yuri and Schultz in at Crystal Palace, obviously going out, Loftus-Cheek to me, and Suarez out as well. Timo Werner, Neto, Suarez and Bernat in at Everton. Big spenders, although they've sold Pickford, Welbeck, Barkley and Baba. So, it's a big window for Everton, to be fair. Jiku, Kainz and Sorensen in at Huddersfield, no outgoings. Leicester side, Loki, Leva, Rizzo and Suarez, and sold Kaputska, Wendell, DeMarcos and Kelechi. Bongonda in at Liverpool. £156 million spent by Manchester City. Alba, Asensio and Musacchio. Wow. With Gundogan, Silva and Maffeo going out. Manchester United have signed Leon Goretzka and Patini and sold Marcus Rashford. That's interesting. Duarte, Oliveira and Kennedy in at Newcastle, with Sells and Manquillo going the other way. Manquillo in at Southampton. Bailey and Messina in at Southampton as well. Boufal sold for 33.3. Rodriguez and Barkley in at Tottenham. I don't know which Rodriguez that is off the top of my head. Lamella and Bernat out. Where were we? Spurs. Right. Silva in at Stoke. Calls, Edwards and Butland sold at Stoke. Ribocco, Rincon, Tominello and Dennis in at Sunderland, with McNair and Lons out. Swansea have sold Lopez, Desquilio and Di Placido. And Gaia, Dyer and Kappa have gone in. No, sorry. The other way around. Srafi and Niang in at Watford, with Bellarabi, Success, Ducore, Feminia and Falkir going out at Watford. So they've made £100 million. West Brom have signed Isaac Success, Pereira, Barrera and Insua, as well as Seamus Coleman leaving, as we saw, to West Ham. And Sabali and Hernandez both in at West Ham as well, with Stendera going out the other way. So actually, let's just finish the window first. £689 million spent on transfer deadline day. That is the biggest transfer deadline day window I've seen ever, I think. At least in my series. I've not seen anyone tweet me anything bigger than that either. If you have had one that's bigger, then definitely tweet me a picture of it so I can see it. But everybody not really growing too much yet with regards to those youth prospects. But like I say, this is going to be the final season, so they're not going to get the chance to come and play for me, unfortunately. But we will be doing a youth-only Road to Glory series later on in the year. So let's sort by valuation. So Dybala, £194.4 million plus Mario Pasalic. Asensio, £91.1 million to Manchester City from Real Madrid. Goretzka, 65.5. Gundogan, 61.7. Rulli to Dortmund for 51.7. That one flew under the radar. Timo Werner we saw to Everton for 51.6. Barkley was 50.7 to Spurs. Rashford went to Wolfsburg for 44.4. Didn't see that as his destination. Oscar from Marseille to Bayern Munich, 43.8. Cavani to Lazio, back to Serie A for him, for 41.9. Back to Serie A to play in blue as well, although not the blue of Napoli. 40.9 is what Manchester City played for Musacchio. Dennis Suarez is who's gone to Everton for 40.5. Gaia to Barcelona to replace Jordi Alba, presumably, who's gone to Manchester United. Jonathan Tah in at Milan. Asmoon at Hanover for £37 million. Coletti went to Hamburg for 36.4. Wan Bernat was 34.7. Medeiros 33.7. Buffal 33. Lamela 32.7 to Bayern Munich. Decore 32.5 to Marseille. Driussi 32.4. There's so many massive deals here. Player to Bologna from Nice. Fernandes to Valencia for 32.4, Diogo Llorente to Leipzig for 32.2. All of these, so many deals over £30 million. Bellarabi to Stuttgart for 31.8, El Yanusi 31.2, Rigoni 31, Karsdorp for 30.4. I want to see the Alba deal, to be honest. Acuna to Real Sociedad for 30.2, Sedebe to Real Deportivo for 29.8, Maximilian Arnold to Leverkusen for 29.7. Similar fee for Leverkusen for David Luiz as well from me. Jack Butland has gone to Schalke for 28.1, Vitolo to Dortmund for 28, Stendera 27.4 we saw, Niang to Watford for 27.3, Ricardo Rodriguez in at Spurs for 27.2, Bailey 27.1, Brahimi 26.5, Douglas Costa permanently now at Juventus for 26.5, Ben Davies at Frankfurt for 26.1, Carlos Hill at Köln for 26.1, Jeffrey Brumer for 25.2, Mark Barcher for 25.1, David Silva for 25.1, Quintero to Hoffenheim for 24.8, Theo Bongonda to Liverpool for 24.8, Jordi Alba, there we go, 24.7 for Jordi Alba, Rafinha for 24.6, and Jordi Alba was the second to last one, he was the penultimate signing. What a window! What a transfer deadline day, what a window. Almost £700 million spent on transfer deadline day, and as things stand, despite our point against West Ham, we are top of the table. Man United having lost 2 now of their opening 3 games, so they lost on match day 3 as well because they were joint top with us. Tottenham still yet to play on match day 2 and could go above us with a win, so we won't count our chickens just yet, but we are at present top of the Premier League table. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on more. I will see you tomorrow where we will play... I don't know, actually. Who will we play in tomorrow's episode? We will play Tottenham and Fiorentina and have a scout report as well so you can see who's growing and what everyone's stats are at the beginning of this 3rd season. And then we'll push forward into 3 games an episode again as we move September into October to November towards the January window. But for now, that's all from me for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.